Hey everybody, this is your fourth video, order of operations. So we are going to talk about please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, order of operations. Alright, here are your order of operations. First comes your parentheses, or sometimes you will actually hear me refer to it as grouping symbols. Okay, then your exponents. Then we have multiplication and division from left to right. So multiplication and division actually happen at the same time. We're just going to do it from left to right. Same thing with addition and subtraction. It's going to happen from left to right at the same time. So if subtraction comes first in your order in the equation, we actually want to do that first. I'm sorry, in the expression, we actually want to do the subtraction first versus the addition. Alright, so let's look at a few examples here. So I listed the PEMDAs up top here for you just as a little reminder. Eventually you should be able to get away from those and you shouldn't have to look at them all the time though. So first we want to look for any parentheses, while number 1 does not have any of those. Okay, then we want to look for any exponents. Right, well, yes, number 1 does have that. We have a exponent of 2 right here. So 2 to the second power, remember, just means 2 times 2, okay, because the power means it's the number of times we're going to multiply that base. So this is 2 times 2, which is 4. Then we have plus, I'm just going to rewrite the rest of it. Okay, then we look for any multiplication and division. Well, we have 5 times 3, so we're going to do that next. So we have 4 plus 15, and then all we have left is to take 4 plus 15, which gives you 19. Okay, number 2, first thing we want to look for is any parentheses. So parentheses, yes, we have 8 plus 2, so that gives me 10. Divided by 5 times 3. Remember, 5 parentheses 3 is just another way to write 5 times 3. It doesn't actually mean you do that part first. Okay, the reason we did this part first was because it was actually an operation that was within the parentheses. The 5 parentheses 3 is not actually an operation within a parentheses. It's just 5 times 3. Okay, so the next thing we look for here, a lot of you are going to want to take 5 times 3 next. But the next thing we want to do is multiplication and division together from left to right. So the first thing we're going to want to do here is actually 10 divided by 5, which gives me 2. And so now I'm left with 2 times 3, which gives me 6. Okay, so that was a tricky one. You want to make sure you do division, then the multiplication, because we're going from left to right, which the PEMDAS tells us to do. Okay, number 3, we have 1/2 parentheses 5 parentheses 6. Well, if we remember again, just a number inside of a parentheses next to another number means we're simply multiplying everything together. So this is no different than 1/2 times 5 times 6. It's the exact same thing. Okay, well, we can actually write 5 as 5 over 1, and we can write 6 as 6 over 1. It's the same thing. Okay, now yesterday we learned how to multiply fractions. Well, when we multiply 3 fractions, it's the same as multiplying 2 fractions. So multiply across the top. So 1 times 5 times 6 gives you 30. 2 times 1 times 1 gives you 2, and if we reduce that, we have 30 over 2, which is just 15 over 1, or just 15. Either one would be an acceptable answer. Okay, and to reduce that, we divided them both by 2. All right, before we start the next and do a few more problems, did you know that if you yelled for 8 years, 7 months, and 6 days, you would have produced enough sound energy to heat 1 cup of coffee? That's pretty cool. All right, and our next problem. Okay, so we look at parentheses, and within the parentheses this time, we actually have an exponent. So that's the part we're going to want to do first. Okay, so we have 15, we're just going to rewrite that part, divided by, and we're going to leave our parentheses here because within the parentheses we have exponents. So we're doing that part first. 2 cubed is just 2 times 2 times 2. 2 cubed means multiplying 2 by itself 3 times. So we have 8. Okay. Now, once again, I know that we're supposed to be doing parentheses first, and some of you are asking, well, why am I doing the exponent first? You're actually not. You're looking inside of the parentheses, and then you're following order of operations within the parentheses itself. Okay? So the last problem where there was parentheses, we only had one operation to worry about. Now there's 2. So we have exponents and addition. All right, so now we got rid of the exponents in the parentheses, so now we're going to still keep working in the parentheses because they're not gone yet. 3 plus 8 gives me 11, and so we have 15 over 11 is our answer, 15 divided by 11. Because you're going to get a fraction or a decimal when you do this, so just leave it as an improper fraction, 15 over 11. You don't need to actually make it as a decimal. All right, and this one here we have parentheses, okay? Well, once again, parentheses here simply just means multiplication, so we don't want to worry about it yet. We do have an exponent, however, 3 squared, which please do not mistake that for 6, okay? 3 squared is not 6. It is not 3 times 2. It is 3 times 3, which is 9. And then we also have 4 squared, which is not 8. It is 4 times 4, which is 16. Okay, now we look for any multiplication and division. So we have 2 plus 9. Now we have minus 12 because 2 times 6. And now we have all addition and subtraction. So we're going to do this last part here, addition and subtraction from left to right. So 2 plus 9 gives me 11 minus 12 plus 16. 11 minus 12 gives me negative 1 plus 16. And then finally, negative 1 plus 16 gives me positive 15. Okay, so your answer for that would be positive 15. Notice how I just went one step further each time. I didn't do the 2 addition parts and then subtract them. I did addition, subtraction, and then addition again. All right, and that is of operations. So please remember to go back and take the quiz on my website. We will see you later.